Welcome back to Terrible at Fishing. So we're going to try to tackle the hardest question of all. If you only had a choice of owning one rod, what is the best choice? Let's watch my funny intro first. I love that. Well, I guess the first thing that you have to think about is where you're going to be fishing, right? Now, if you're just a freshwater fisher, you're going to the lake, maybe a stream or something like that. You're doing inland, a lot of, inland fishing. Then your choices, everybody's going to have their opinion. And I know I'm going to get some slack because a lot of people are going to say, Mike, you should have a medium heavy. Or Mike, you should have a medium. Or this or that. Everybody's going to have their opinions about this. What you really want is something that's versatile. Okay, if you had only one rod, and you wanted to go crappie fishing, you wanted to go perch fishing, you wanted to go bass fishing, you wanted to go trout fishing, you want to go river fishing, really, you need, what one rod would that be? One rod that you would have a great time with, catching big and small, as many as you want. I know. What is it, Mike? What is it? Tell me. Well, I'll tell you my opinion. And for all you guys that disagree with it, go down below. Now, if one rod, you're not going to have a lot of skill sets, so we need to have one that's versatile, one that's good in the wind, one that's not good in the wind, one that's good with all these different environments, and one that you can easily use without frustrating yourself. So, what is it? What is it? What is this? Now, a buddy of mine today, he goes, Mike, I really want to buy that rod you let me borrow. I took him fishing, him and his wife. And it really is probably the best versatile rod combination that one can get. And let me just tell you, I had a great time with it. He caught fish. So, everybody catches fish with me. You go out on Lake of the Woods, you catch fish with me. Let me put my blanket down there. I have a warm blanket, a heated blanket for this, because I'm in the basement. Yes, it doesn't look like it. It looks like, I know, this whole time you thought I was at Lake of the Woods. Yeah, see that? Lake of the Woods. I can make that anything I want. So this is it. If you were to buy one rod just to have fun with, and you weren't going to do anything else. Now, I'm big on bait casters. So, but I'm not going to tell you to buy a bait caster, all right? Because this is a one rod. You're not going to start doing, because with a bait caster, you probably end up doing a lot of stuff. Bait casting is better fishing. I will just tell you that, but it's harder. So, this is a Cajun rod. This is their trigger. It's got red stripes on it. And their triggers are light and medium lights. All right, these are light, fast action rods. And this is a medium light rod. So let me put my reading glasses on. This is my computer glasses. These are my reading glasses. So the medium light 7-foot fast action. You can throw, it recommends 6 to 10 pound test. You can go smaller or bigger, but that's what it recommends. It can throw 1/16 of an ounce, awesome, to 1/2 an ounce. Now, again, if you're going to throw 1/16 of an ounce, you're probably not going to buy a BFS bait caster. You're going to buy a spinning reel. So this right here is the Pissy Fun Carbon X. This is a 2000. It's my favorite size reel. Really don't need anything bigger than that for fishing. A lot of people do like 3000s. 1000's a little lighter, but you get less drag. So this right here is a really great reel. It usually runs about 60 bucks. On sale for 120. So for under 200 bucks, 180 bucks, you've got yourself the one rod that can do everything. Now the cool thing is that it can cast up to a 1/2 ounce weight. So I could throw some pretty big swim baits, well, I mean not swim baits, but crank baits on it, you know, and just have a good time with some larger baits, deep diving baits, shallow dive, whatever I want on this rod. And then I can throw extremely small, like trout magnets, you know, on them, and go trout fishing, go crappie fishing, go perch fishing. To be honest, for a one rod, this is for the guy who just wants one rod. That's all he can afford. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to take, you know, my boat has 10 rod holders. All right. Everybody says that's overkill, Mike. I go, well, I don't put 10 rods on it. Yeah, there might be a second person on my boat one day. I don't know. But I usually go out with 5 rods. That's what I usually go out with. And that's because I do a lot of bait casting. I'll do BFS. I'll do medium heavy. I'll throw heavy. I'll throw big swim baits. I'll throw frogs. You know, I'll throw all sorts of stuff in lots of different environments, catch different sizes and different ecosystems of bass. So that doesn't mean I can't do that with this. But if I was to take this and throw it in a lily pad area, it's really the wrong rod to do that with. This is the wrong rod. It could throw a frog. The thing is, as soon as that bass hits that frog, he's going to dive into the weeds. And this just doesn't have, this won't have the line on it for me to pull it out of the weeds. A lot of times you get a big salad with a big bass, you know, when you're doing lily pad fishing. So that's really, this is what this one won't do. This won't do lily pad fishing. But what's so fun is that on the edge of lily pads, you can get a lot of bass. So this one right here, you can just toss it out there on the edge. Boom, 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 little wake bait. Bam, 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 bam. Bam! You know, you get him. I mean, you could get a lot of good bass around lily pads with this setup. This right here, super light too. Carbon fiber. We're talking about as light as you possibly can for a fishing rod and a rig. This is about as good as it gets. Now, that's spinning gear, but this is what I would tell you to buy. If you were to get a BFF or a bait casting rod, you could get the exact same rod. It's a great rod, but just get it in a casting configuration, and probably it all depends what you want to spend on a bait caster. But let's say we stay with Pissy Fun. Pissy Fun also has an XCS for, I think it's like 40 bucks for their bait casting version of this reel. So for 160 bucks, you've got yourself a great all-around fun setup for that. So again, for all you people that just can only do one rod, and that's fine. I mean, we grew up with one rods. I mean, I got a little crazy. Bass will do it to you. Bass will do it to you. Bass will do it to you. You start fishing bass, you're going to start buying lots of rods, lots of reels, lots of different lines. But this is what I'll put both these links down below. So for my buddy that I saw today, he's going to email me. This is what I'm going to send him. But it gave me a thought, you know, because he's such a good time with this setup when I took him out. I mean, he was shocked at how accurate it was. And that's another thing. Cajun rods, because they are American made, they line this up on the spine. So this is going to accurately cast all the time. Fantastic. Really, really good. He had such a good time with that. I have a good time with this. This is a very, very popular rod for me to use. In fact, I got a lot of triggers. Now, if you go with a medium rod, medium rods throw 1/8 ounce to 1/2 ounce baits. but by going to a medium and not a medium light, you eliminate the really small baits. And so if you really like to catch, the panfish or a trout, you really want to go with a medium light rod. If you're just focusing on bass, you can go with a medium or even a medium heavy. But to be honest, it's more fun to catch a bass on a medium light. It just is. So I hope this helps you out a little bit. So I'm going to give you my funny outro where I do this at the end of it, because I should buy terrible at fishing bobbleheads. Would that be fun? I wonder if you can even have that done. Get my head on a bobble. Everybody put it on their boats, on their dash. You can see my head do this. Take care, everybody.